Bishop Chama from Northern Province.
Indeed, a lot has been said, Ambassador. This now is leading me into another clip that I'm going to invite because I think there was a very strong word which was said around this matter, where another bishop did mention that this battle, or this is the beginning of the battle. Mm-hmm. What he meant, I'm not sure what was the content of that, but he visibly mentioned that this is the start
battle,
of the battle. Mm. Let's watch this video.
So what you witnessed today is just the beginning of a long battle. And as Jesus puts it, the one who perseveres to the end will be granted the crown of life.
All right, thank you so much. Peter, you begin from there. This is the start of the battle. What it means, we all do not know. But what could be the context in this case?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to tell the context of the vicar's sentiments, that this is just the beginning. But I think from where he's seated, he has a clear visibility of factors at play. I think that for most Zambians who read a long article by Dr. Seshua, he has reviewed a lot more that we didn't know. Mm-hmm. In my view, I think there is more to what meets the eye over this summoning of Archbishop Alik Banda. Right. I might say this as my personal opinion, that I believe he has been treated unfairly. Why do I say so? Let me speak from a church perspective.
Right.
In a church, we collect offering. Mm-hmm. Every person who cares to give on a particular Sunday comes with an offering that they drop in the basket. It is not the job of the bishop, the pastor, the prophet, the apostle or teacher to say, where did you get this offering you brought? Did you get it from prostitution? Take it back. Did you steal? Take it back. You receive as an offering they're giving to the Lord. You do not know where the source is. We have seen documents that have been flying around on the transfer of ownership of that particular vehicle in question. The only time that we see the Archbishop come into the picture is when the car is being released from a named employee of ZRA who purported to have bought it. And it was taken out of his hand, whether by himself or whoever he was acting on behalf, into the hands of the Archbishop. And at that point, there is a change of ownership. Whatever happened where the source of this vehicle came from, it's not the Archbishop who plotted to say, go and get me a car from such and such institution and come and gift me. No. He was a mere recipient. That is where I am saying he has been unfairly treated, because he was only a recipient of a gift. He doesn't know whether it was born out of prostitution, out of theft, out of impropriety. He doesn't know. It was only gifted to him. And when it came to his attention that this gift you are driving is a subject of investigation, what did he do? He took it
and left it there.
That is morality. Right. That is integrity. He demonstrated as per his office. So when I read the article of Seshua, it opens up my eyes to other things that we didn't know about. You can see now political playbook begin to unfold. For instance, Imingalat. For instance, I didn't know that Archbishop Alik Banda actually played a key role in voter protection in 2021. That money was given to an organization perhaps called Caritas, under whose stewardship Archbishop Alik Banda, and did voter protection for the UPND. And now
in favor of the UPND.
Yes. Wow. And now people are beginning to say, is it because there's an election coming and the Archbishop who protected the votes on behalf of the UPND is still a towering figure and commands influence that can actually also train others to protect the vote in August 2026? Is that the reason we are hearing that There is even possibility of saying he has to be removed. Is that those are questions that people are asking. We are hearing that there has been communication, as Ambassador said. Vatican is a country, and so there is diplomatic relations between Zambia and the Vatican. Now we are hearing that perhaps it could be true that there has also been diplomatic communication as to whether Archbishop must continue serving. When you read that article by Sishuashua, it almost implies that if the Vatican had the opportunity to read Sishuashua's article, they will understand that actually Bishop Alik Banda, Archbishop, is not just being fought based on the Hilux. It could be some political undertone. Based on that, they will make a decision whether to recall him or to let him continue serving. But this matter is a very interesting one. And my last point here is to say this. Whatever the case, this is not between government institutions in terms of investigative wings and Archbishop Alik Banda. The people that turned up on that morning to pray and walk from Child Jesus Christ, Child Jesus Cathedral,
Baby Jesus,
to the place where the Archbishop was being interrogated. It's a Monday. They were supposed to have gone for work. The fact that they could be saying, "Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Forgive us this day.
Give us our bread."
The very fact that they can sacrifice the time and watch and march and escort a bishop they perceive to be being prosecuted, it shifts from being between the SEC, or is it the DEC, and Archbishop Alik Banda. This battle has squarely been absorbed by the Catholic Church. For the Vicar General to say this battle is only but the beginning, he's sending a message to the entire Catholic faithful in Zambia. This matter is a political matter, and if the UPND, if I were in their camp, I would say drop this issue. It's a hot potato. The Alik Banda issue is a hot potato. Anyone who advised the people to say we are going to discredit him because it will be him who received a tainted item, because that's what they've been saying. They've been peddling the fact that he's an archbishop. He shouldn't be driving a stolen government property. And so someone must have said, go for him alone. Unfortunately, they have gone for the whole church. And this might boomerang badly in front.
So it's not about Archbishop himself in his personal...
Not at all. No. Not at all.
It's beyond now.
He represents the church. And I tell you this, IP. Let me say this. There is our director recording this program. Okay? There is our director recording this program. ZRA doesn't know him because he's not an archbishop. So ZRA cannot come and gift him a vehicle. Archbishop in his own capacity, if he never went to a seminary and became an archbishop, he would never be given a vehicle. They have given him a vehicle by virtue of the office he occupies. President Hakainde Hichilema today is enjoying immunity by virtue of the office he occupies.
Interesting.
So you cannot divorce President Hakainde Hichilema as a person from the presidency of Zambia. So when you touch President Hakainde Hichilema as a person, you are touching the presidency.
Wow.
It's the same principle. You cannot say Archbishop Alik Banda is a person, we will divorce him from the Catholic. No, he is an archbishop because of the church. Therefore, you touch him, you touch the church.
Wow.
Hallelujah.
That was quite deep indeed. That was quite deep indeed.
From the pastor to the bishop.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what defines PK anyway. Let's move on. Comrade Sichula, what could be your take over this matter?
I think I've been trying to establish what the Catholic Church says if you are going to receive a gift, and under what amount, or should you declare that gift to the church? Because if you also read the government handbook, that governs our permanent secretary, directors, and so on and so forth. If you go to a foreign country, Ambassador can amplify this more. If you go to a foreign country, there are certain gifts that if they go beyond a certain threshold, you must declare it to your permanent secretary.
Right.
If I go out, maybe out of Zambia, maybe I'm a director, or even the PS, then I go out, even the minister in this case, I go out maybe to Germany where ambassador is, and the federal government of Germany gives me a latest Mercedes-Benz. And I need to, when I come back, I need to, if it has jumped a certain threshold that I can keep to myself, I should surrender that property to the government of Zambia because I've received it because I'm representing the government of Zambia.
So, virtue of office.
Yes, but now in this case, I've been trying to establish whether that hylux that the Archbishop received, was it beyond or above the first threshold that he should keep it to himself, such that the blue book was in his name to say this vehicle belongs to Archbishop Alec Banda. I've not yet established those facts, and even when I check online, it seems the Catholic Church is flexible on that line, because even the leaders of the church themselves, even those that are opposed to the Archbishop, have not spoken to the contrary, to say no, the property that he received, he should have declared it to the church. That has not been established even by Catholic church members who are opposing the Archbishop. So him having received that gift and him holding that position of influence, I want to believe he understands the principles and regulations that governs the Catholic Church to receive certain gifts. I don't think if it was not in the right way, Catholic Bishop Banda would have allowed that the vehicle be registered in his name, if it was beyond what the Catholic Church allows. So if the Zambian government is going to use what has been given in the public domain to say the Archbishop received a government motor vehicle which is purported to have been donated to him by a person who has refused that I never donated this vehicle to him. If the Zambian government are using these arguments to talk to the Vatican, I think whoever is pushing this agenda is embarrassing the Zambian government. Because if like I've said, if the Archbishop, the vehicle that he received, did not compromise his position of influence as the Archbishop, and he allowed that his name should be on the blue book of that car, I don't think it breaks any governing principles of the Catholic Church. And if you are going to sit in the government of Zambia to go all the way to the Vatican to say, can you remove this person because he did A, B, C, D, I think that person does not love this nation and they want to embarrass Zambia at the highest level. Also, secondly, the Vatican, as my comrades have said here, it's a government on its own in Italy. So I believe they also have their intelligence even here in Zambia. They might have established the facts, because this case has been going on for the past 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. And if the Vatican had established that the Archbishop contravened his office, I don't think Archbishop Banda would have been kept in that position up to now. So if this issue of saying we need to remove him for political reasons, whoever is peddling this argument is embarrassing the Zambian government. And at the moment, we don't need to have such embarrassment to go out of this country into foreign land to say, let's have him removed. Thirdly, which could be my last point on this issue, people should not lie. Even the Drug Enforcement Commission, Director General, Mr. Nason Banda, he should not lie to the nation that whatever he's doing it because he's the DG of DEC and he must establish the actual fact. Mr. Banda, he cannot sit in that position to tell us to say, I have been commanded to investigate this matter. But the clear position is that he has been directed to say, can you have this Archbishop be kept busy because we are in a political environment. So he must have something behind his back to say, if I go hard on the UPND or if I go hard in terms of my pastoral work, because remember, the Catholic Church is not detached. The Catholic Church is not is allowed to comment on the political issues of wherever they are found. This is not the first time that the Catholic Church has been commenting on the issues of the high cost of living, issues of injustices. So the issue is that the bishop, the political wing of the UPND administration, they want to use the Drug Enforcement Commission to keep the Archbishop busy in his mind, to have something behind his back, to say, you have this case, you never know, maybe you may be convicted and sent to jail. So even as you conduct your work in church, be mindful. So that is what they are basically telling the Archbishop to say, we want you to relax, because we are the bigger party, we are the bigger brother in the house, we can take you in. So this is what they want to do. Right. This has happened even in political in the political arena, where you find that someone will just wake up and say, no, this seat that the IP holds in Parliament, we want it to be nullified. So you as a member of Parliament, you are not going to work very well, because you don't know whether you complete your 5 years or not, because someone is pushing to say, let this seat be nullified. Even if maybe there may not be any tangible grounds. But the issue is, and the idea behind such maneuvers is for you to have something behind the back of your mind to say, let me stop whatever I'm doing, because the bigger brother is capable of ending my term before it finishes.
Wow, interesting there to hear from all of you gentlemen analyzing this story in a very detailed manner. If you ask me what I picked out from that story, beyond what all of you have explained, analyzed, it's the unity between in the Catholic Church, the unanimity within the Catholic Church. I was jokingly telling a colleague of mine that if it was the Pentecostal churches where I belong myself, on the very day would have seen people going to State House being paraded. No, this Bishop PK is on his own. He's not with us.
According to this verse,
he doesn't have our blessings.
But God is for all of us.
But God is for all of us.
Especially if you pay us.
But we didn't see that. You know what I mean? We didn't see that.
If you pay, it will show.
It shows you that the Catholic members and the church is quite united.
Yeah.
And like some of the denominations.
It's not just a church. It's a civilization.
Oh, isn't it?
It's gone on for thousands of years. It's like China is not a nation. It's a civilization. More than 5,000 years. So is the tradition of the Catholic Church.
Wow.
They were conquerors. They built schools. They built hospitals. They have ideology. They have theology. So it is a life given to do something.
I see.
Therefore, that's why the Archbishop of Kasama was saying, let us pray for our Archbishop at Lusaka, because tough times like these are not new. I know the pastor knows the Bible much more than I do, despite the fact that I was a Kambenga. But I think there has been lots of times in the Bible when men of God were tested. They were actually executed. I think there is a guy called Saul. His Saul's mission every morning that he woke up was to go around, hunt down a couple of priests and shoot them down with whatever he was. Wow. So they were targets.
Imagine, Ambassador,
still
if it was,
what?
imagine, Ambassador, if it was the SDF, for example.
Oh my God, they would have just put on,
I've said, no, Mr. President, or Mr. Nelson Banda, that man did not speak on our behalf.
Yeah.
He was speaking in his own personal capacity.
But like
if it was us, the Pentecostals, or the RCZ.
Yeah.
Oh,
like the pastor was saying about IP, to take the mic from you again.
Yeah.
No one would have gifted Archbishop Alec Banda a car or a pen or a cassock or a habit or a gut if it wasn't because of the office that he holds.
Right.
That's why they call it ex officio. It simply means by virtue of office.
Right.
Then also IP, if you recall.
Yeah. I hope that is within 15 seconds.
Sure. Okay. I want to argue this comment that has been made by the UPND and their friends to say, you see, the people that accompany the Archbishop, they are just political cadres. They are political party leaders who some time ago told us that they did not believe in God. But when you look at the Catholic Church, it holds UPND members, PF members, you name them.
Oh, Mr. Nelson Banda himself, he claims to be a Catholic.
So if people, if the humbleness of genuine, other Catholic Church members said, let us be behind and let these political leaders be in front, it does not mean that the Archbishop was surrounded by politicians. No, it doesn't.
And in any way, politicians are human beings, as Zambians are citizens before they hold those titles. Yes. I think we should remember that. If, for example, if Mr. Nelson Banda was in the opposition, but he's also a Catholic, and he goes to accompany Archbishop Banda, what will happen? Who knows, maybe Fred Membe is also a Catholic. He is, I think.
Yes.
You get a point? Yeah, so I think some conversation with say Nyaku Kachaso. Exactly. Let's move on to another story, gentlemen, and the viewers watching the program. We look at of course, last week President Hakainde Hichilema was in Southern Province. That was during his festive period. He went to the farm and visited a number of areas in that regards. He went there to reflect himself. I know for the hard work he is doing in the country. But here's the biggest catch. Yeah, he held a rally as a way of saying goodbye to the people of Southern Province and the people of Zambia, to highlight some of the achievements he has done in the last 4 years, as I mentioned earlier on. But what came out was the remarks where he appealed to the people of Southern Province to give him 100% vote. According to him, he went on explaining that if you don't vote for me, it means there will be you'll be at risk, you'll be attacked. I'm at pain trying to explain this, what it meant. I don't know what it meant. And for the fact that, of course, I'm not good at explaining what the language called the Tonga, I can understand, but I can't speak so fluently. Let's watch this video so that we interpret this together with the viewers watching the program. Then you tell us what the president meant, together with my analyst in the studio, as they dive into this discussion. Let's have these two videos. The president and also the reactions came from some stakeholders.
Magan number 4. Ngaguti, whatever we've done, yonse milimo twajita, there's still a lot of work ahead of us. Kujiri milimo gumbele nkotu yao. Temwaterela, muri populele. Number 4 message. Number 5 message. Njaguti 2026 tonse tuwete mulimo amwebo na matambula magana aluyando magana care magana delivery gumuberegela gumusebezela working for you, right? And that we acknowledge that there's work to be done ahead. Number 4, whatever work we've done, there's still work to be done. Number 4. Number 5, 2026 is a must win, so that we continue working to do the work that Kumbe Ulagataya. Is that difficult to understand the 5 messages? It is easy, isn't it? So, Atu Pirugegu, one by one.
All right, thank you so much. Let's move on. Let's start with the ambassador. The president appealing to the Southerners to give him 100% vote. What do you pick from there and the message talking about attacks and everything like that?
The IP, I think that was one of the most unfortunate stories that unraveled at the very beginning of 2026, and it's only January. I, for one, love the president a lot. I mean, he's my cousin, he's Tonga, I'm Lozi. But no one will ever even actually know unless I tell you that I'm Lozi.
Even me, I've known today.
Oh, you've known today?
Yes, on this set too.
Oh, I see.
Brother Kennedy Mambo here on my immediate right, just congratulating my niece recently yesterday. He's married to a beautiful sister of mine, Lozi woman. So just the combination here is already a one Zambia, one nation. That's why I speak with a heavy heart that I saw our beloved president, who was voted in with an overwhelming majority in 2021 to defeat President Edgar Lungu, stand up in Choma and use what analysts have said, tribal vitriol, that he was gaslighting a tribal issue when he isolated the people of Tonga, which is his root hairs, which is his origin. And he told them that, you need to vote for me 100% in the forthcoming elections so that I can protect you. 100% you should vote for me. If you do not vote for me, what will happen is you might face abuse in future when another group of Zambians come into office. That is the first point. I think that was wrong on so many levels. IP, PK, analysts, you may correct me. The reason I say this is the presidency, that lofty office, such as the king in a kingdom, such as the chief in the chiefdom, is often used to unite people under one umbrella because of the power that they yield. They are able to be people with different beliefs, with different aspirations, with various differences. Put them together on one table of brotherhood or sisterhood and say, IP, I know what you believe in, analyst, I know what you believe in, but I don't care. For the sake of the unity of this country, I'm whipping you into shape. This is what we're going to do. But what we saw from that clip that you have shown is quite disturbing. I was out of the country, so maybe I didn't see this, and you may explain this. But I don't remember seeing any video clips that went viral where there had been a roadblock that had been set either at Kafiwe as you enter Lusaka or Chilanga as you enter Lusaka, where they said you are coming from Choma, you are coming from Dondomwezi, Tiramijaya, we are going to beat you up and all. I did not see any such clips. So forgive me, I'm just spitballing here. If such a thing ever did happen, I think it must be condemned in the strongest terms. Secondly, I also...
What if it never happened?
If it never happened, that's why I'm saying that it is wrong. It is unpresidential. If it never happened, like I said, it's a tribal vitriol. It's gaslighting. It is not expected of the head of state to use that kind of language. We live on a continent that has seen some very terrible things happen. 1994, look back, Rwanda. 1 million Tutsis and moderate Hutus dead in 100 days because of vitriol and toxic language. The Hutus turned on the Tutsis and anybody else and murdered and slaughtered 1 million people in just 100 days because of tribe. That's a bad thing. If you remember in 2007, 2008, I remember I was studying for my master's degree in Australia. There were serious political clashes in Kenya. Again, tribe was at the center of things. More than 1,000 people died in under 48 hours. That issue went to The Hague, but somehow Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga found a way of getting out. So with all these examples that exist, you know, I think we should learn, and they say those that fail to learn from the history risk repeating it. We have a very good playbook which is called One Zambia, One Nation. So my appeal is, President Hakainde Hichilema, I think you were probably misquoted. Maybe somebody did some AI on that video where you said people from Choma, Vimenyeni, and people from Dundumwezi, and then saying 100% you should vote for me. Now, if we flip the coin and say, Honorable Brian Mundubile from Mporokoso, who also commands support, apart from just Northern Province, but Muchinga Province, Ndruapola Province, he stood on the hill during the campaign 7 months before the elections and said, fellow Zambians, fellow voters, I am moving in the footsteps of President Hakainde Hichilema. Did you hear what President Hakainde Hichilema said in Joma? He said, you vote 100% for me. So, okay, I am allowing him to have his people vote for him 100%. I also want all of you in Luapula Province, in Northern Province, in Muchinga Province to vote for me. What country are we going to be left with? Do you remember very well PK, IP analyst? I think we were speaking about this evening before we got on the program. That President Hakainde Hichilema is one of the luckiest and most tenacious politicians. He ran 5 times, lost. He never gave up. He is the epitome of tenacity. In fact, when you open the thesaurus, there is tenacity, and on the side there is a picture of him. Hakainde Hichilema, tenacity. He tried 5 times, he lost. Why? Why? Because in my shallow view, maybe, he only was preaching to a certain section of the people. His message probably wasn't that national. But he got into cahoots with other people. He joined in, he realized, he's a clever man, he thinks on his feet. He realized, I've tried 5 times, I'm not going to break out. So he starts working with Chishimba Kambwi. He starts working with GBM. He starts working with Felix Mutati. He starts working with KBF. He starts working with, and all of a sudden, like an octopus, his reach is widening. And he becomes president historically. So I would think a man who has overturned tables like that would know better than not to say what he said. But like I was saying, I am sure that was AI.
I don't think that was AI, and I'll tell you one thing.
He's being diplomatic.
I hate. Yes, he's being diplomatic.
No,
I know, Ambassador. But
he
look, for
said
me,
he loves the president.
Yeah, I know. Just like he also loves the president. Like he loves the president. But look, for me, I hate characters who always want to blame the internet. You make a mistake, you want to blame AI. Let us accept when you make a mistake. So I think I made a mistake somewhere, and I apologize. So that was not AI at all. If a mistake was made, it's a mistake.
You sure you know it was not AI?
Unless the president and his team, they view that not to be a mistake, then it is okay for them.
Can AI speak Tonga?
There you go. I mean, AI spoke Tonga at Ratsa. Remember that?
As well as in South Africa.
Judges must eat.
Judges must eat.
It was also AI.
You understand? Then I would declare that this show now is being analyzed by the AI.
Maybe you're not even IP.
There you go. Pick it up from there.
IP, I think I watched the clip of the president saying what he said with a heavy heart. With a heavy heart. Because in my growing up, I have never known tribalism. Ambassador has just told the nation.
People didn't even know. That the man from Chinsali has a beautiful wife from from Barosela.
I am married to a beautiful Lozi woman. And that goes to show you that I don't believe in this nonsense called tribalism.
It was not there.
It's never been there.
It's never been.
And I'm not going to allow any politician to make me believe that there is tribalism. If you are going to do politics, do your politics, but don't let me hate my brother and my sister. I have so many friends from Tongaland. When I was getting married, my best man is in the Zambia Air Force. I won't mention his name lest he be victimized. But my best man is one of my closest friends.
Right.
He's a Tonga guy. In my corporate, the best people I've worked with, credible men of integrity, they are Tongas. So someone, just because of politics, cannot come and socialize me into believing in tribalism. For me,
Right.
tribalism does not exist.
It's a no-go area.
It's a no-go area. And therefore, if I hear anyone saying what they have to say to pit this one against that one to promote tribalism, I flip. I don't like it. So I listened to the president with a heavy heart for him to say the Tonga people must give him 100% vote, because if they vote for anyone else, they will be beaten. No, Mr. President, let me remind you, sir, not too long ago, you convened a meeting for the chiefs at Mulungushi International Conference Center, KK Wing. You brought all the chiefs from across Zambia, and you were telling them as you were speaking, can you answer back, one Zambia, one nation. Are you sure, Mr. President, you are backpedaling on your own word of uniting Zambia? Because now with what you said in Choma, it's almost as if you were saying, one Zambia, one nation, but the Southern Province vote is mine alone. Is that what you are saying? As Ambassador said, to sound like a broken record, how would you feel, Mr. President, if your other competitors, President Hari Kalawau, I listened to in a clip condemning you. He said your words were very divisive and presidential, and and all of those words that he used. If President Hari Kalawau says, I am a presidential candidate, I represent this region, vote for me 100% and never vote for President Hakainde Hichilema, will he win the presidency again? If someone from Eastern Province, Fumubanda or whoever, Makebi Zulu says, everyone from Eastern Province don't vote for President Hakainde Hichilema, will he win? So Mr. President must reflect on the words that are coming out of his mouth. You cannot on one hand declare we don't allow tribalism. Then you stand there in the name of politics and tell people from a certain region to say don't vote for anyone else other than me because I come from here and I'm yours. Everyone else will be beating you. Mr. President, you are practicing tribalism. And that is not acceptable. We do not expect that from that high office. We respect that high office. And we must respect your words, sir. Tribalism is not accepted, not even in voting. As Ambassador Mkwita said here, you tried 5 times because only a certain section was voting for you. Not until Northern voted for you, Luapula voted for you, Eastern Province voted for you, then Central Province voted for you, then you became president. How then can you convince these regions to say, vote for me, but well, I don't, it really beats logic.
It does. He's a number 1 citizen. So the question is, and he's a president.
Yes.
So he wants 100% votes from Southern Province.
Yes.
When he goes to Northern Province,
what is he going to tell them?
Does he want 50% votes? Or you also need the same 100% votes?
I guess.
Well, what does it mean there?
So I think the other regions have heard for themselves. They will have to interpret what they heard the president, because that is an instruction.
Yeah.
If the president has instructed the Southerners to vote for him only, what is he saying to the other regions? I don't know. I don't understand the interpretation. So we will leave this interpretation to the viewers to judge for themselves and how they should vote.
Wow, it's indeed a very interesting story and also a very sad story to analyze on the program. But what we are saying, it may be deemed to be a sad story to analyze, maybe to other people it's a positive story, it's a good story. I do not know. That's
what
why
they say. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
There you go. There you go. So I mean, we'll leave these questions and the information shared by PK, shared by Ambassador, to you, the viewers, to make your own judgment. Let's hear from Comrade Mike Sichula. Your take.
I think the president is going back on his words. If you recall, when he was getting the instruments of power from late President Edgar Lungu at the National Heroes Stadium, he did call on his supporters not to retaliate the victimization that they underwent during the PF administration. So now, if you are going to tell your cadres not to revenge, because he said the UPND cadres had the ability and capacity to revenge more than the injuries they suffered at the hands of the PF. He did say that. That is on record. If you are going to tell your people not to retaliate, we put that aside. Then you come back 4 years later to say, if you vote for another political party, they will be beating you. I don't think the president is being consistent in terms of promoting a nation of national unity. Yes, there were cases in intercity, and not the way the president put it, to say this bus is coming from Choma. Everyone on that bus be whipped. No, that never happened in intercity. That never happened. The president, we can check online, we are not going to find anything of that sort. But the only thing that we can find is the aspect of some individuals who could put on their UPND t-shirts in intercity and some bus stations. Some of them were beaten. That information is available. Some of them were harassed.
Isn't that happening even right now?
In some sections, it does happen. I meet sometimes people that I interact with. You find them that they are donning a PF t-shirt. I'll jokingly tell them to say, you see, under the UPND, you are able to have this t-shirt and no one is beating you. But when it was your turn, there were some of your members who would beat people who put on a UPND regalia. Those areas, those cases were happening, and it's not always that it would happen anywhere. There were just some places where people, the cadres became so unruly and they took things beyond reasonableness and they begin to act contrary to human behavior. Then, the president and even the people of the Southern Province, if those people that are coming from the Southern Province, if you are watching this program, the president that you voted for en masse in the constituents like Dudumwezi, he is not your president alone. Right. He is not your president alone. Even the people that did not vote for him in Eastern Province, in Western Province, Lusaka Province, and many other provinces out of the 10 provinces in Zambia, they all have President Hakainde Hichilema as their president. The only difference is that they do not believe in his ideologies or the policies of the UPND, but the aspect of the president of the nation. If you are going to believe what President Hakainde Hichilema is telling you to say, we should continue giving him 100% votes so that we should be living in harmony. We don't want to be beaten anymore in intercity or whatever station that they were beaten. The president is only misleading you, and the president is only sowing seeds of division in this country. Because under normal circumstance in a democratic society, President Hakainde Hichilema is not going to be a life president for this country. At one point, if he doesn't do, if the political landscape changes, he may lose the 2026 elections. Are you telling me if President Hakainde Hichilema lost the 2026 elections, then you'll be scampering in all directions to become refugees in Zimbabwe, Botswana, Angola, Namibia, and so on and so forth, because you want to fear of the unknown? I don't think so. I don't think so. So the president is not being honest to the nation, and the president is not upholding the One Zambia, One Nation slogan. That is a very, very powerful slogan.
Right.
I think I would end there.
And comrades, let's move on to another topic. I mean, we'll look at the two stories, and then from there we'll begin to wind up. We look at another incident, a very sad incident which happened, that was 2 days ago, or 48 hours ago, where we did cover a story of some form of fracas and UPND cadres who stabbed at a bus driver at a UTH bus station. Now, should I call this a UPND or suspected UPND cadres? I do not know.
It's a family.
Unless someone comes in with an AI argument, maybe I'll go by that. But for now, I'll call them UPND cadres in that regard.
Until AI says otherwise.
Until AI says otherwise. Yes, but look, PK and Ambassador, the president is on record again having assured the country that the era of cadreism is gone, is no more. We are recording a story, we are running a story of a driver who was stabbed by this suspected UPND cadre.
Why are you putting suspected?
Oh, I said you say UPND, right?
No, this panel is going to analyze to say why it shouldn't be a suspected case.
I love that.
I know the host is thinking of IB.
AI. So, Ambassador, is the era of cadreism a thing of the past? What's happening here?
I do not think it's come.
Maybe let me call for a clip so that you see the side, then you come back with or within a minute. As we us to study and listen, watch as well. Ambassador.
Thanks for throwing the mic back to me, IP. I think, unfortunately, the era of cadreism and cadreism-driven or orchestrated violence has not ended. It is still with us. We have seen it, rearing its ugly heads at marketplaces, at bus stations, sometimes live on television right before our very eyes. Sometimes it is physical, sometimes it is verbal. I still remember a guy called Bruce Kanema who insulted the late President Edgar Lungu. He used the most unpalatable words like, we're gonna castrate him and he's not gonna feel
circumcised.
He's gonna circumcise him so that he can, the pain that his mother was feeling when giving birth to him will be nothing compared to what we're going to do to him. I think that is bad cadreism. It's disrespectful, it's gaslighting, it's vitriol, it's reneging. And Mr. Bruce Kanema, from what I understand, actually wants to run as member of parliament despite wearing that mantle of wanting to circumcise the 60th president of Zambia. We have seen several other insults and we have seen some people getting beaten up. Now, when I say this, I know the keyboard warriors will come down on me like a ton of bricks while saying this happened under Patriotic Front. Now, just because something bad happened under the Patriotic Front administration of President Edgar Lungu, may his soul rest in peace, or rather freeze in peace, in Pretoria in a refrigerator, 7 foot, and buried exactly 7 months last week. If something bad did happen under that era, there is no justification that it must happen now. In fact, one of the reasons the UPND managed to wrestle power from the Patriotic Front is they said we will never again go back to this primitivity, this keterism, this insults, this violence. When we come in, everything shall be down. So seeing all these things still happen makes you lose a little bit of faith in humanity and in politics, and brings back that saying that the more things change,
the more they remain the same.
That's where it ends.
Well, your quick reaction, your quick analysis over this. I mean, Ambassador talks about the cadreism and the promises from the president as well as his functionaries. It appears
they've never been arrested for
not
that
at all.
hate language.
Not at all. Not at all.
The law.
And gentlemen, it appears that it's like the UPND were more like admiring. These are now my own words.
These criminal
I'm saying
activities.
it's like, so underline the word like. It's like the UPND were admiring the ills, the criminalities which were being done by the PF.
Yeah.
And let me qualify this.
Yeah.
Just today, the UPND in Chawama constituency received one gentleman who was deemed or perceived to be too notorious under the PF in Innocent Kalimanchi.
I'm Americans.
Correct.
I'm Americans.
Yes.
The biggest talkative,
The biggest
the greatest liar.
Isaka can never be a 10.
Yes.
Isaka can never be a 10.
Yes.
It's now in
It's now red.
Exactly. Those
And
are the
received by the highest.
by the SG
Of the
Imenda
party.
and Gilbert Bisaniso at national youth
So I
level.
was right that the more things change.
They
The more
remain the
they
same.
remain the same.
You know what I mean? So you can see that the people were more violent under the PF, were spearheading the violence in the PF, or violence in the
criminality.
PF. Today,
They're being absorbed.
they are
They are
being
clean.
approved by the
They are
police.
clean. They are
So
very
how do you
clean.
fight violence? If you said, oh, these were thieves, how do you recruit thieves now in your organization? Okay. Anyway.
Hypocrites.
The UPND have tried, and I must give them credit, they've tried to project this narrative that cadreism ended. In essence, it really was suppressed at a certain level, but it could not hide any longer. As a matter of fact, most people have said cadreism may have ended on the street, but it has moved into offices.
Wow.
That's number
Another
one.
version there.
That's another version. Number two, the cadreism that we have seen, there was that young man you interviewed here,
Yeah.
Black Apple, who was stabbed and poured urine and all of these things. He was abused. He was left for the dead by the UPND. They had abducted him from Memorial Park, where he had gone to attend a burial. There he was. I can cite a lot more examples, but the reason why we are saying cadreism was suppressed, but they can't suppress it anymore, in this particular incident, which was even reported by the police, it is about the control of bus stops.
Yeah.
You go to any bus stop, who is in control? Is the UPND cadres. Go to Intercity, who is in control? Is the UPND
And the
cadres.
flags are all over.
They are all over.
Offices. they
In
are-
markets as well. So what is even worse, this clash is not between PF cadres and UPND cadres. It is
It's an internal-
UPND
it's a
cadres
family.
themselves about the control of the market.
So it's
And
the economics.
Yes, it's the economics. So now that begins to tell you, for anyone who is saying we are working well, the economy has improved, why are the UPND cadres, the party that is in government, hacking each other at a bus stop because of livelihood, because of trying to make a
He
living?
who controls.
And someone must stand on the ante and say, oh, look at how well the kwacha is performing and all of that. Well and good, the kwacha is performing against the dollar, but show me the money.
Yeah.
Is it going into the pockets of the cadres? Why are they killing each other? As a matter of fact, if the information we have is correct, one incident there from that stabbing may have resulted into a fatality. We need to confirm that.
Yeah, although the Zambia police have refuted that.
The Zambia police have refuted
Yeah,
that.
they're trying to play it is very smart.
Yeah, so we don't know, but general information in the public domain was that attack may have resulted.
Correct.
But if the police have said that's not the case, we'll go with the official position of the police. But the truth of the matter is the police
The fracas happened.
and they arrested 6.
Yes.
And they called them criminals.
Correct.
But these criminals, they are identified as supporters of the ruling party. Now tell me, the people who are saying cadreism ended, why are your cadres hacking each other at a bus stop? Shouldn't we say charity starts at home?
Yeah.
Charity begins at home. So if there is no cadreism within UPND, well and good, then let's talk about it. But if we find it in your bedroom, spare us the trouble.
I saw my colleague here. He was doing the Kasiawan, slogan. He was shouting, hypocrites. Hypocrites.
Those are big words, eh?
What was that?
No, I mean, there are cases that sometimes on my personal Facebook page, whenever they happen, it's either I'll do a hashtag to say family affairs or hypocrites. I don't want to beat about the bush.
Right.
And you know it's your page, you can take responsibility.
Yes, I can take responsibility based on information that I've gathered.
Yeah.
You know, we come from the journalistic background and we also do some investigative background. 2 cases have happened so far. I can challenge the UPND administration, even the national chairman, Mr. Gilbert Liswaniso. The first case was at Kurima Tower. But the way the UPND wanted to play it was that PF cadres went to attack. They wanted to grab the station from the current holders. One of the chairman is the person should be Nelson. But no, is a banda, but I've forgotten his first name. Okay. But they call him Father. Okay. To say no, the PF went there to remove him so that they can put themselves there. But what I want our viewers to understand this issue. To say this is where sometimes when you take over government, it is not right to always say the PF were bad, the PF this, the PF that. Do you know that under the PF administration, the so-called Bruto PF, in all these bus stations in Zambia and across, in Lusaka and across Zambia, they used to have some form of elections to change leadership. Yeah. To change leadership, say, no, the chairman, Mwankalapo Maningi, and you're not working for the people.
In short,
Maningi, and you're not working for the people. Let's see, have elections to change leadership. But do you know that in the last 5 years, the people that are governing Kurima Tower, the chairperson that is governing Intercity, City Market, there has been no elections whatsoever. Do you know what is happening? The top leadership of the UPND, this is what they do. They'll just select names to say, okay, these people have been with the UPND for the longest time. Then they'll get these names and impose them on the bus drivers in whatever station, So this has been causing discomfort with some bus drivers in most of these bus stations. Now, to take you to the second incident at UTH, if you listen to the clip very well, one of the drivers is heard saying they brought a name to say this one will be your chairperson. Right. But he said we have been working very well the way. Why are they bringing someone to be a chair over us? So the UPND, to some extent, even if they want to say the PF was very bad, in some areas the PF allowed the wishes of the people to be heard through holding of elections. To say, okay, people do not want you as the chairman, let's have elections. And the bus drivers would campaign peacefully, and then there will be change of leadership. But under the current scenario, there is nothing like that. So what is happening is that if you are good to the appointing authority, you don't have a penguin hand. Whatever money that is coming in through the bus station, you are able to distribute to those that are backing you from upstairs and whatever. Yeah. Instead of being a democratic process of changing leadership, that is not happening under the current administration. Then the sad part of this whole thing that is happening, when you go to Lima Tower, there are a number of bus stations there. I think there should be maybe 15 or 16 bus stations. This is the other scenario. You go to City Market, a number of bus stations there. But the sad part is that away from the main bus stations that we call Lima Tower, City Market, and so on and so forth, there are these other bus stations outside. Right. Now, what that means is that revenue collection for the Lusaka City Council, there's a lot of money that is going unaccounted for, money that is going in the pockets of UPND cadres. They have the blessings of the top leadership. There are people that collect money from these bus stations, and this money, instead of this money going to the Lusaka City Council, so that the Lusaka City Council can pay their workers, so that the Lusaka City Council can unblock the drainages in the CBD, this money is going in the pockets of UPND cadres, and that has been allowed to happen under this current administration. And today people are going to tell us, no, we have created no cadreism. But meanwhile, people are stealing council's money. They are making a lot of millions within these bus stations that are not in the intercity. For instance, there's this bus station, is it near Hungry Lion there? Sorry for advertising that company, but there are these stations that you would call they are contravening, where they will just station up a station on the road, and people are collecting money. That is money that is meant to go to the Lusaka City Council. But the Lusaka City Council have got no say. They know that even if we say to our authorities to say, can we remove these illegal bus stations, they don't listen to them, because according to the UPND, they want to use those illegal bus stations as a payback to their foot soldiers. Right. That is very wrong.
That is very wrong. Let's go to our last story now. We will speak to the food basket of Zambia. We talk to the food producers. These are the people or the farmers who sold their maize to the Food Reserve Agency, and they haven't been paid up to now. I think something progressive was that last week the Minister of Information, Mr. Cornelius Mwita, did mention, actually featured on KBN TV, the bigger program, to which he assured the people of Zambia, and also he held a press briefing in Joma, and emphasizing that by 10th of this month, all the farmers would have been paid. I repeat, he did mention that by 10th of January, all the farmers would have been paid. There shall be not any single farmer who will not be paid. So it would be very interesting, and I know there's been a lot of issues. The government has been criticized. The government has been attacked left and right, with others making some funny comments. I know, saying, I think a farmer in Zambia has struggled. How do you plant your produce in 2024 farming season? You sell your produce in 2025, and then you get paid in 2026. Those were just, some funny kind of comments. But above all, there was an assurance coming from the government that by 10th of this month, the farmers would have been paid. Now, the biggest question we have this evening is to speak to you, the farmers, those who sold their maize to FRA. Have you been paid? And if yes, please, we appreciate, give us that answer and that comment. If you have not been paid, again, reach out to KBN TV so that we follow up these matters, because we were assured all together. Let's watch this short clip of the minister speaking to this particular topic. No statement of Mwamba, unless that allegation is coming from you, Honorable Minister.
It's coming from me, yes. I'm accusing him because he's the only known liar in this country. He's the only one who spins things out of context to an extent that now whatever comes from him, even when it is true, no one believes him.
Right. As I let you go, Minister, I've got some of the pointers you talked about today. Of course, I just wanted to reaffirm to this whether it is true or not. You did mention that you assured farmers that the outstanding payments for the farmers who supplied their maize to the Food Reserve Agency will be concluded, the payment will be concluded by 10th January 2026. Confirm that is the solid position, and confirm to me and the farmers watching this program that come 10th of this month, there shall be no further excuses or delays from the government.
I want to indicate that what I said in the morning, I adopt it mutatis mutandis. That is to say, word for word. that now is a government position that by 10th, all the farmers shall be paid, as confirmed to me by the Minister of Finance just before I went on air this morning. And that what I said this morning, you know me, I don't lie. Me, I tell the truth, because when you're a government spokesperson, you must tell the citizens the truth. I said as we speak today, 90% of the funding has already been dispatched to the banks, with outstanding 10% which will be dispatched by tomorrow. And I also went ahead to say part of the reason we are seeing this delay now, now that the monies are in the banks, is the banking system where, like I indicated last time, that me, I supplied FRA about 3,000 bags of maize. I was made to sign over 40 receipts, signatures on 40 receipts. After signing 40 receipts signatures, they went and photocopied them and gave back to me the photocopies also to sign another more than 40 signatures. So I was saying, what about my mother in Kaputa? What about my grandmother in Chavuma or in Mushindamo or in Kaoma? How can they survive with these laborious processes that some of the banks are putting in place in this digitalized world? Why should we be so mechanical as to do things that are somewhat ancient?
Right, beautiful. Thank you so much, Director, for that clip. Let's get into it. Ambassador, you take 1 minute to comment on this particular story. Let's speak to the plight of a farmer.
1 minute. IP. First, why January 10? January 10 was a Saturday. Why not January 13? Because this evening is the 12th and it's a Sunday. But everybody will be paid by Saturday. Why not even on Friday? That's on the side.
It can be paid. It can be paid because it's through the banks as
anyhow.
Yeah.
Because there hasn't been any practical statement from the government this morning on Sunday morning to say, I, Cornelius Mwetwa, the chief government spokesperson, in my frugality and the ambiguity,
I want to say
the disposition, I want to state for the record
that
all the farmers, as we promised, that perambulated all the maize, I can promulgate today,
as a matter of fact,
that they have been paid.
No. Before they have been paid. That is the conclusion. This government, the Union government,
President Hakainde,
they had to work in government.
Hard-working government.
because he's a farmer himself.
Yeah, he understands the plight
Of planting
the
maize.
demographic science of planting maize.
Of getting farmers paid in January.
Yes, on January 10th. So, given this background, I can tell you, here are the farmers. So, you said 1 minute. My earnest appeal, my brother Cornelius Mwetwa, cousin, good brother of mine for many years. My challenge to you is, tomorrow is Monday, it's not too late. So tomorrow should be the 12th of January. Today is the 11th. All the farmers should have been paid by the 10th yesterday. Can you please call a press conference and show us a horde of farmers that have been paid? The reason I'm saying this is, from what I understand from the science of agriculture and maize growing, is that every day you miss to grow the crop, you lose a yield. And then there was one of the things that happened that helped the UPND win power, was that PF apparently stood for Paya Farmer, killed the farmer, because apparently they were not paid on time. I don't know, I wasn't around. But please, very simple exercise, just show us a long list or publish it in the Zambia Daily Mail, Times of Zambia, or KBN TV. We told you we would pay all the farmers by 10th January.
And
here's the list. Capiche?
Wow, that's interesting there. Pige, your take.
My last take on this is that I saw earlier in the day our admin of the...
Now you sound like Honorable Cornelius. You saw earlier in the day.
I saw earlier in the day our admin for the KBN Facebook page wrote something and posted something around asking farmers if they could confirm whether they've been paid, because 10th was yesterday. I think I took time to read through
the comments.
The comments are very revealing. This is a page full of people from across the country. So
a cross section.
All I can tell the viewers is go to the KBN page, Facebook page, look for a post that is in red and white, asking farmers to confirm if they've been paid. Read for yourselves, then you will know that with certainty not all of them have been paid. Some may have been paid, but definitely not all of them.
Wow.
But the worry is this is January.
Correct.
They should have been paid somewhere back in December or November, so they can buy farmer input. What this delay has done is the fields are going to be green, yellow. They will have no fertilizer, if at all they even had seed to plant. What does this do? It perpetuates poverty, the same poverty we are fighting, because the farmers who supplied maize to FRA, which maize we understand some of it has been sold to Malawi, okay, and hopefully they were hoping to collect the money from Malawi so they can pay the farmers. That farmer who produced that maize now does not have any resource they can use to plant more maize for the next harvest season. So the government and the FRA must be blamed for perpetuating poverty at household level by delaying of these payments.
The argument by the president, I think he also spoke to this issue in Joma, when he said actually the farmers who have not been paid, it's because of our kindness as the New Dawn government. These are the farmers who were not supposed, rather, who had not initially, or whose maize was not part of our budget. It took our goodwill as a UPND and I myself as a president to say, can you get a maize?
There is no goodwill when the government is supposed to be providing a service to its own citizen. You can never call it goodwill. Are we going to be, it's like the power we are enjoying. That, oh no, let's start clapping for the, because of goodwill of the president, now we have power. Power is a service, and in fact we pay for it. It's not free. The maize that these farmers produce, it is the government that announces we have had a bumper harvest of so many million metric tons. It's not based on goodwill.
And someone mentioned to me on my program, I hope I can quote him, Dennis Walianondo, who said this is obtaining goods by false pretense. Comrade, your take?
Yeah, I think over 80% of Zambia's maize is produced by small-scale farmers, and they must be taken care of, because if these small-scale farmers decide one day to say we are no longer going to grow maize, we'll go into the livestock sector, Tizambo, Sungambuzi, and these others, then it means the production of maize in Zambia is drastically going to go down, and if it goes down, it means the price of mini meal is going to go higher. But also, I want to it's a worrying sector, because if nothing is being done to this agriculture sector, we'll continue talking about poverty alleviation when in fact we have the capacity and ability to end this poverty if we do the prudency. The prudency here is what my colleagues have stated here. Let's pay the farmers on time. But also, over the years, from one administration to another, farmers have always been delayed to be paid. They look like an afterthought. even if you have collected their maize, like you are quoting your Mr. Nondo to say getting goods through false pretenses. Yes, you get this maize and you delay to pay farmers. I think it's not helping our farmers. But I think over the years also our farmers need to understand and also create alternatives so that they should not be caught in this web where you supply maize, then they delay, then meaning it will delay your next planting season. I think this is a wake up call to the farmers out there to find other alternative means to say, let's do this. Even if we have surprised to the FRA, it's not a guarantee that money will be in my bank account or in my mobile account in the next 1 week or so. I think let's also save some maize, which we can sell to these people that people are calling briefcase buyers. To me, they are not briefcase buyers. These are grain traders, people who have seen an alternative and a business opportunity to make money. Do you know that now the price of a 50 kg bag of maize has gone up? It is way beyond the FRA floor price of 350 kg of bag. It is over 400 kwacha. So if you did time well, if you don't have pressing financial issues, you would have kept and sold to the so-called briefcase buyers because the price is better. So now if the government needs to treat these farmers with Chris graph and motivate them so that they continue producing this maize, because this bumper harvest that the UPND will brag about, it is on the sweat of the hard-working farmers across the country. If one day they decide to say, I think the president is being unfair, he's bragging that Zambia under my administration we have produced so much, the highest in the country's history, but we have not been paid. One day they may decide to punish you and you are going to say, no, it is the work of the opposition who are influencing farmers not to plant. I think that is not the good position, and we should not be having farmers not paid if the president himself is a farmer. I think the president can be a messiah to farmers where they must be the priority to be paid.
Right. All right, so we have to go, gentlemen. Ambassador, thank you so much for coming through to the program.
Thank you very much.
Right.
For being part of the panel, and to our wonderful viewers out there, both in Zambia and beyond. Très bien.
Right. PK, we appreciate you as well for your usual presence on this program.
It's an election year, IP. I must remind the viewers, it's an election year.
Way. How many months remaining?
7 months. 7 months to go. So stay with KBN for unbiased, independent, objective, balanced news analysis.
Blunt.
Frank talk.
Yeah.
No AI.
No AI. If you haven't heard it from here, it is not news.
Correct.
It hasn't happened.
Comrades,
I think I'll end here again. I think I'll adopt this as my end seat too. If you don't believe in democracy, then I don't think you should be calling Zambia a democratic nation, because in a democratic nation you should be tolerant to divergent views. We are not going to sit here to praise the government, and when we speak then you say, no, these are PF, these are what and what, because in a democratic society divergent views must be respected and welcome. Thank you very much, and good evening to our dear viewers.
thank you so much, gentlemen.